What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm give my review on game week 31 in the Premier League. Starting off at St James's Park, Newcastle Everton. I did predict a 3-1 Newcastle win. Ended up being a 1-1 draw. The first half was very good. Barnes and Isak combined for the first goal. This time it was Barnes to Isak, other way around on the weekend. And in the second half as well, Barnes set Isak up with a really good chance, cleared off the line. Lewis Hall, who hasn't had a lot of game time since joining on loan from Chelsea, put in a very good shift again, but unfortunately for him picked up a little knock. Luckily it's not serious. Pickford made some very good saves. It was not received well by the Geordies at all, being a Mackham. Paul Dummett then came on because of the ongoing injury crisis that Newcastle have. It's insane that they still have to bring one in the Premier League game. I feel so bad for Eddie Howe, man, because there's so little he can do with the players he's got at his disposal. They can make an 11 of players that can't play for them right now through injury, suspension, whatever, that would destroy the 11 they can put out, which is insane. He just decides, oh, you know what, I'm going to do a bit of wrestling here. A clear penalty for Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin tucked it away somehow. It was a really bad penalty and Dubravka should have saved it, but he finally scored. Everton have still now gone 13 games without a win, which is really poor. Paul Dummett, man, come on. I had a £2 acca, yeah? That's the only game that let me down. I would have won 100 quid. Luckily for Newcastle, Gordon will be back in the next game, so we will finally get to see a front three of Isak, Gordon and Barnes. I cannot wait. Nottingham Forest against Fulham. I did predict a Forest win. Didn't expect it to be quite as good as it was though. Morgan Gibbs-White is a phenomenal player, man. He got a goal, he got an assist in this game, but his overall play, he should have had another like 3 assists. He was that good. He created some really good opportunities. He's so skillful, he's so talented, he can pick out a pass from anywhere. Chris Wood got another goal. He's in insane form, a really nice finish as well from quite a long way out. But Forest should have been 4-0 up after 25 minutes. Elanga hit the post from a chance he really should have scored, and Hudson-Odoi, who did score early in the game, should have had another one, but his shot was straight at Leno. That resulted in Fulham having to make 3 changes before the half-an-hour mark. And they did improve in the second half, but nowhere near enough to get anything from this game. A well-deserved win for Forest, a huge win that gives them a bit of breathing room. They're still obviously in danger, and if they are going to get another points deduction, they're going to need to be getting as many points as they can from their home games. But what a performance this was. It looks a lot more solid defensively as well. Although Fulham did have a couple chances, the wood was rattled like 4 times in this game. Bournemouth against Palace. I predicted a 1-1 draw. Ended up being a 1-0 Bournemouth win. That means Bournemouth are now on 4 out of their last 5 games. They're a very streaky side. Like, they started the season really badly. I don't think they won any of their first 9 games of it. Then they went on a really good run of form, and then they went for another really bad run, and now they're on another very good one. Despite the first half ending 0-0, it was very entertaining. Both sides had some big chances. Mateta for Palace, and then Billing hit the crossbar for Bournemouth, and Kelly had a free header that he hit wide. But in the second half, I think Bournemouth showed a bit more class. Semenyo did very well for the goal. Good pull back to Clivert, who finished it very well as well. Bournemouth are in a position where they could get into Europe next season. It'd be insane if they do though, because there are a lot of teams in that sort of race, but they are well in there. And with the way they're playing right now, it's not out of the question at all. Burnley against Wolves, I predicted a Burnley win. They drew 1-1, but the referees, man. So Burnley took the lead. A very nice volley from Bryn Larson, but then Wolves' equaliser should never have counted. It came from a free kick. That should never have been a free kick because Aït-Nouri was not fouled. He slipped. The referee saw it as a foul for some reason, and they scored directly from that. It was a great header from Aït-Nouri, but it just wasn't a foul, was it? When Burnley go down by 2 points. They were the better side as well, Burnley, for the rest of this game. Like, they created the chances, Sarr made some very good saves, and I thought Burnley were very unlucky not to win. Burnley did that to us last season at Loftus Road, when I think it was Jack Cork who dived. He even admitted he dived. He said sorry to the referee, and he still gave him the free kick, and Goodmanson tucked it away very well, to be fair to him, but it wasn't a foul. Obviously, it wouldn't have mattered in the end, they would have gone up anyway, but yeah. Have that Burnley, I'm joking. It was a travesty that I was given. West Ham against Tottenham. I predicted a draw, but I thought it was going to be 2-2, not 1-1. Johnson scored again, another goal contribution for him. He's been insane lately. Timo Werner with the assist. Them two do seem to have a very good connection on the wings. However, West Ham were level after a corner. They're always going to score. I mean, they're so good in the air. Tottenham aren't the best at defending set pieces either. The only other real talking point in this game was Vicario making an insane save from a 1-on-1 against Antonio. That should never have happened because Tottenham should have had a free kick from just outside the West Ham box because Paqueta pushed Maddison in the back. It was right in front of the referee. I don't know how he didn't see it. Other than that, it weren't the most entertaining game. Tottenham didn't really look like they were going to create anything after Maddison went off. It's quite clear that he is still the key man. He needs to pick up his form though because he hasn't been great in recent weeks, especially not for his standards. He was phenomenal at the start of the season. If you can find that form again, he'll be flying. Arsenal against Luton, I predicted a 4-1 Arsenal win. They won 2-0. There were a lot of players that came in that haven't had a lot of minutes this season. The likes of Zinchenko, Partey, who's obviously been injured, Smith Rowe, Nelson, all started. Smith Rowe was my man of the match. I thought he was phenomenal. He was a big part of both goals as well. The first goal, his pressing was excellent. He won the ball, and then 10 seconds later it was in the back of the net. All came from him. And the second goal, he put the ball into the box, and it was put in by a Luton defender. Unfortunate for him, but he was amazing. And he hasn't had a lot of minutes this season. He's an insanely talented player. He hasn't shown it enough when he has got his minutes, which hasn't been often at all, but he showed a lot of class in this game. He's shown that he's still a very valuable squad player. Hopefully we'll see him play a bit more. I thought Odegaard was also very, very good for Arsenal. Them two in the middle were excellent. They controlled everything perfectly. They allowed players like Declan Rice, who's played almost every minute, to get some rest as well. The second half, Luton were a bit better. They were a lot more composed. They didn't allow Arsenal to dominate them as easily, but they didn't create anything, and Arsenal just coasted to a very easy win. And that means Luton Town are now winless in 10. Bournemouth up next for them. Huge game. As for Arsenal, it was a brilliant opportunity to get some players some well-deserved rest, and they've got Bayern Munich coming up in a week. Brentford Brighton, again I predicted a draw, and it was a draw, but it was 0-0. Tony has now not scored in 7 games in a row, by the way. Just want to put that out there. He missed a sitter in this one as well. He should have really scored. First half, I thought Brighton were actually quite good. They didn't create anything too clear-cut. They were controlling the ball. They had it in very dangerous areas, just couldn't quite get the final execution right. They had a potential penalty shout when Dunk went down in the box from a corner, but he did pull Visser first. It was the right decision not to award it, and I'm a big Brentford hater. I'm a QPR fan. Yeah, and I have to applaud the referee. He went over to monitor and he stuck with his decision. Fair play. Second half was just really bad, especially from Brighton. They had a lot of the ball, but did nothing with it really. Manchester City against Aston Villa. I thought it was going to be a 2-1 City win. They won 4-1. Phil Foden hat-trick. Foden has these games where he can do this. He did it against Man United. He's done it against Brentford where he got a hat-trick there as well. But he's so inconsistent, man. Like against Arsenal, he was dreadful. In the biggest games, he doesn't turn up. And I still don't believe he is as good as people say he is. In my opinion, he isn't quite world-class. He can be on his day, and he is on his day. He's a great dribbler. He can score goals. I still would like to see his chance creation be a bit better. I don't think that's great. And this is the sort of thing he can do when he's on it. He just needs to add the consistency and do it every game. Doku was really good as well, playing on what I believe is his wrong side. He's playing on the right in this game. Got an assist for Rodri, who once again is just... Rodri's a myth, man. Like, honestly, I can't believe a guy is that good at everything. You got a goal and an assist in this game, while also being very solid defensively. What more can you ask from a holding midfielder? Gvardiol was really good again, 2 games in a row now where he's been excellent. Alvarez missed a couple chances, so we might see Haaland back in the next game. It was very surprising to see him on the bench, but you know what? Fair play to Pep, because he hasn't been good enough. And it sends that message to him saying you're not undroppable. If you're not performing, you ain't going to be on that pitch. But for Villa, I thought Duran was very good. He didn't get a lot of the ball. He held out well though, and his goal was excellent. I thought Rodgers, returning to the club where he came through the youth system at, did very well as well. He got the assist. His dribbling was very good. Olsen made a fair few good saves as well. And also my boy Tim Burnham, obviously on loan at QPR last season, did fairly well as well. Obviously he hasn't had a lot of minutes in the Premier League. And it's not easy to just be thrown into the lineup when you're going away to the Etihad. But he did fairly well. I thought Douglas Luiz was really poor. He kept giving fouls away. He was kind of lucky not to be sent off. But Zaniolo I want to talk about. You're an embarrassment, mate. There's an Alvarez free kick here where Zaniolo just moved out of the way of the wall. He's in the wall and he just moved. And then for Foden's first goal, the same thing happened. Foden spotted it from the first one and just hit it straight at him. He moved out of the way. You're in the wall to block the ball if it hits you. What are you doing, you absolute pussy? Liverpool Sheffield United. I did predict a 2-goal win for Liverpool. Wasn't quite plain sailing though. The first 5 minutes, Sheffield United were excellent. They had a couple really good chances, but then Liverpool started to take over a bit. They had a couple very good chances of their own. Gerbic kicked the ball straight at Nunes for the first goal. So I don't know what he was doing. So much time and space. Nunes tried to close him down and he did it very well, but he still could have easily cleared that. And he just hit it straight against him and it went into the back of the net. I thought Sheffield United actually played very well. They were very dangerous on the counter-attack, and the goal came from one of those. Quite lucky, it was an own goal from Bradley, who had in my FPL team, which was just great. Salah got hooked after the hour mark as well. He was terrible in this game. What is going on with him? He was pretty poor in the last game against Brighton, where he had like 12 shots and only scored 1 goal. You've got to pick it up, man. But at 1-1, Van Dijk strangled Aaron Trusty. And he pushed him to the floor. I don't really understand why that was not a red card, because Rodri did the same thing, in my opinion, less severe against Nottingham Forest on Gibbs White, and he was sent off for that. Why was Van Dijk not sent off? But McAllister has been excellent, and he scored a wonder goal to put Liverpool back in the lead. And then they got one right at the end through Gakpo to seal it off. But yeah, that goal from McAllister was insane. He hit the bar a couple minutes after that as well. What a player he is. To think Chelsea have been watching him play every single week for the last couple of years, yeah. Argentinian central. He also went to the World Cup and won it, by the way. And they were like, "No, you know what? We're going to go spend £100 million on Enzo Fernandez." So stupid, man. They could have had him in there, and they'd be much higher up the table if they had him, because he's excellent. Good deal from Liverpool. Even if it goes up to 55 million in this market, that's a steal. And finally, speaking of Chelsea Man United 4-3. What a game this was. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be a draw. And it almost was, to be fair. It was a perfect start from Chelsea. Scored 2 goals very early on. No surprise that it was Palmer and Gallagher with the goals. They're 2 best players this season, without a doubt. I mean, Palmer's was a penalty, but still, it's a goal, innit? Man United hit back after Caicedo just had an absolute howler. Garnacho with the goal, and then it turned into a basketball game. Fernandez equalised a couple of minutes later to make it 2-2. And it was for the neutral, perfect game. Honestly, end to end, both sides attacking. Obviously, as a big time Chelsea hater, I wanted them to lose, but quite unfortunate the way it ended for me. Antony was excellent in this game. His Trivela pass to Garnacho in the second half, or Garnacho's second, was insane. He was very good. He was pressing everywhere. His dribbling looked dangerous. His passing was good. He's still obviously not been worth his price tag, but recently he's definitely upped his performance levels. And it does leave Ten Hag with a bit of an issue, because next game is Liverpool. Rashford's been terrible. He came on in this game, was absolutely awful, walking around the pitch and stuff. But he's quite good against Liverpool at home. Do you want to start Rashford, who typically has a good record against them, or do you want to keep the 2 lads who played very well in this game? It's a bit of a dilemma for him. I mean, when Chelsea were 3-2 down, Pochettino decided to bring on 2 defenders, and I was just a bit bewildered by that. Are you Southgate in disguise? I was thinking in my head. Mason Mount came on and had a very good cameo, despite the fact that Man United threw it away. He was very good in the few minutes he was on the pitch, and I really hope we see him starting more. Madueke, who has not been given enough opportunities, came on, got a penalty. It was a penalty in my opinion as well. Dalot just fell onto him, but it was a penalty. Palmer tucked it away, and then a minute later, from a corner, no one picked him up for some reason, left him open on the edge of the box, and he scored again. I could not believe my eyes. It's another contender for game of the season. Both of Chelsea's games at home to the 2 Manchester clubs have been insane. 4-4 against City, now 4-3 against United. And congratulations, Chelsea. You're in the top half. Let's see how long you can stay there for this time. Oh yeah, that's what I thought of the game week. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.